I want to be happy. I hear that all the time. In fact, this was instilled into my mind. Growing up, I just wanted to be happy. I just wanted to care less about the things that made me feel crappy. And while chasing happiness, I forgot what happy meant. You see, all my life I kept chasing that high. That's something that makes me feel satisfied. That's something that keeps me on my grind, keeps me in line with my drive. But I realized in time that chasing happiness is not what makes me feel alive. It's not what helps me grow inside. There's something bigger that I had to find, something more that I'm constantly chasing all the time. There were times in my life where I felt hopeless and broken, not even worth it, left unspoken, and continued hoping about the light at the end of the tunnel they speak of. And as days grew rough, all I clinged on to was hope. Would be sad and mourn about why life is so bad. See, it was just hectic. I just wanted to be accepted, except they didn't accept it. Instead, I was left neglected, disrespected from all around, while my face reflected. A smile so wonderful, feels as if the sunlight brims upon your face. But what's inside is something I wanted to erase. So I'd wear a mask and act as if everything was in place. Left confused and lost, wander around seeking for happiness at any cost. I was told that I'd be a failure, with no goals, no ambitions, running around randomly thinking that everything would fall in place magically. Life was not clear. I grew up hating the person in that mirror. As time kept going, clocks kept ticking, I was there on my own, trying to be happy all alone. At the age of 10, it was the first time that I got bullied. Little did I know that that wouldn't be the last. Now I'm scattering through the blank pages of my broken past. See, my goal was and still is to leave a mark in this world. But I did not know that the world would have to first leave a mark on me. I was devastated. I fell apart. I started doing terribly in school. People judged me for my height and my weight. They left a mark. I got beat up at a community center, at school, at the park. And as this continued, I was left in the dark. Part of me was numb. I fell apart to the point where it was hard for me to express with my heart. All this pain built up from the very start. Some nights, I wished I died. Some nights, I wished I wasn't even alive. And one night, I wanted to take my own. Tears behind closed doors I had to hide. At the brink of pain, I wanted to commit suicide. And it's not so easy to talk about this. But listen, I just wanted bliss. Listen, I just wanted to be happy. I was always scared to express myself, to let others in on my thoughts, feelings, emotions, that I didn't want this to be the same case for everybody else. So I took a step back and started focusing on keeping myself intact. By setting personal goals bit by bit, I was able to take control. I channeled my pain through slam poetry, which is a form of art that allows one to express with their heart. And while focusing on me at the age of 17, along with my professors, we were able to start Speak Up Montreal, a slam poetry competition dedicated to our youth, giving them an outlet to express themselves freely and without judgment. You see, to me, climbing the ladder means working hard to achieve one's goals and never giving up. We all have passions, goals, ambitions, and we're all chasing them in our own ways. But sometimes life gets so hard that it breaks us to the bone where we feel like we can't even climb no more. You will fail. You will fall off mountains, blocks of staircase. You will fall so hard that you'd want to be on the ground seamless with no sound. But then you have to get back up. You have to keep fighting until it's gone. Keep climbing the ladder one rung at a time, one step at a time. Because I tell you, my friends, pain will subside. And you know, I realized in time that chasing happiness was not a goal of mine, but false hopes in my mind. By dwelling over my failures, I wasn't living life how it was meant to be, but missing opportunities in front of me. Listen, everybody here has a story, you see. Life has its ups and downs. I've seen people all around. But you've got to understand that both happiness and pain don't last forever. They say time is an infinite motion that goes on and on. Clocks will wind and spin around and around till it stops. Time never runs out. It is us who run out of time. We come from all walks of life, in the same room at the same time with different visions and different minds. And while we are trying our best to become like him or her, we tend to forget to be ourselves, who we are. We're human beings. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. We're still learning. It's okay to fall. But it's not about how many times you've fallen down. It's about how many times you can get back up and keep moving on. Keep fighting until it's gone. Don't settle for a life less than what you're capable of. See, when we fail, we tend to beat ourselves up too much. I'm a failure. I'm not enough. I can't do it. And the moment you tell yourself you can't, you limit yourself of the opportunities ahead. You have to take control No one knows you better than you through your hardships, through your happiness, through your struggles, through your battles, because being you is the one thing no one else can do. You've got to learn to love yourself, be who you are, accept what you've done. By dwelling over the past will not help anyone, because somewhere along the road, you'll meet someone, and that's someone you could have become. Listen, a lot of us want to be successful, want to wake up every morning happy. But it's not happiness that we should be chasing. It's the purpose that we should be making. Happiness is a byproduct of accomplishing one's goals. Give life a meaning. You've got to chase your vision, find your passion, find your ambition. What is it that helps you wake up every single morning to get to school, to get to work? What is it that keeps you up at night? What is your drive? What is your why? Why are you doing what you are doing? Why? After taking control of my life, I realized that one cannot attain true happiness simply by chasing happiness itself. Rather, it is to give life a meaning that will provide happiness. But how, you say? How do we give life a meaning? Don't pursue it. Instead, set small goals that will connect you with yourself at a greater level. Small, consistent, attainable goals. Sometimes we have to take 2 steps backwards in order to move 1 step forward. You will be happy, and some days you might be sad too, and that's okay, because this kind of sadness will be different. This kind of sadness will not be dwelling on what you could have done, but will be accepting the loss and realizing that it's okay. It will take time, consistency, and patience. And by focusing on achieving your goals, bit by bit will keep you on your toes. And once you begin to take control of your goals, you will be able to climb the ladder faster and faster. Listen, I failed math class in grade 10 with a 6% my first semester on my test. It sucked. I felt defeated. It hurt. And sometimes we try so hard only to still get an unexpected negative outcome. So I decided to challenge myself. I told myself that the next test, I'll get a 50%. Still a fail, but a step. And in doing so, instead of only trying, I started applying new strategies for studying, practicing, asking people for help, and I eventually passed math class, but the road didn't end. I continued to then become a specialized tutor, tutoring high school students. Math. And you see, I'm a normal human being, just like you. I'm no different. But by setting small, attainable goals, not only was I able to accomplish my ultimate goal of passing math class, I was also able to develop myself along the way. Sometimes our objectives seem too far and out of reach, but it's better to walk towards however far your objectives are rather than wait for it to come on its own. Give life a meaning by focusing on your goals. Take control. Celebrate the small accomplishments. Create self-acknowledgement. Ask for help and continue to learn. Things take time. You will take time. And sometimes it will be hard. But you have to keep going no matter how hard life gets. You have to keep climbing the ladder, one rung at a time. Today, let's give hope to the hopeless. No more feeling worthless. You are strong. You are powerful. You are wise. You are worth it. Never tell yourself otherwise. You keep going no matter how hard life gets. You keep pushing. You give yourself the meaning that your life deserves, because one day you'll realize that you are a blessing in disguise. Thank you very much.